Welcome to Merely Roleplayers, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt, and I'm setting the scene this season. I've also been out and about lately making new podcast friends and game friends. Unlike the theatre scene, the RPG and podcasting scenes in the UK aren't concentrated in London, where we are, so we don't get as many chances as you might think to put faces to voices. But a couple of weeks ago, James D'Amato from the One Shot Podcast Network was in town and organised a fan meetup, and that brought a few of us out from behind our mics to say hi and play some games in person. I went along with Chris from seasons 5 and 6 and from the Space Jam Continuum podcast on Kaiju FM, and we caught up with folks from One Shot and the Rusty Quill over a few pints and a few games of Jenga. First and foremost, it was a thing for fans of the One Shot podcast and the Campaign podcast, which are both things that I am a fan of. But obviously I was also thinking there might be some people there who might be interested in what we do here on Merely Roleplayers, so I was a tiny bit in networking mode as well. It is not something that comes naturally to me at all, but I'm working on being less shy about it. It helps that I am actually really proud of what we're making here, but I still can't help the conditioning that says talking about myself is always some combo of rude and boring. So obviously, if it's all up to me, Merely Roleplayers is going to stay something that's just for you. If you like the sound of that, that's obviously great, but if you like sharing things you like, you can always help compensate for my anxious networking by telling your friends, sharing links to episodes on your social networks, or leaving us a nice enthusiastic review on Apple Podcasts. I must be getting a bit better because I did manage to get us a quick segment on an upcoming episode of the Rollists podcast. They do a bit of actual play alongside covering all the major events in UK tabletop gaming, so they're well worth your time if you're into this stuff. I wonder how many new reviews and recommendations we can get before that interview comes out, he mused hintingly. But enough trumpet blowing from me, you're here for Upstaged! I'm not sure how there can be an Act 3 after that bombshell last act, but it's coming, straight after this from our friends in the UK Tabletop RPG Podcasters Discord community.
Hey guys, do you want to hear some new and veteran-ish players as they dive into a completely homebrew world created by our talented DM Liam? Then join us for an old-school, authentic D&D experience as we focus on collaborative storytelling in an open world, allowing us, as players, to cause as much anxiety as possible for our DM. Catch us on most podcast platforms, visit our website, and come chat to us on social media. Modified rule. Come and join the adventure.
The story so far.
How can you possibly save the kids' theatre programmes and the Ariadne Theatre? Qualifying's now open for the national televised theatre competition, Upstaged!
Mind blown, removed Mary from their ranks. She's too much of a liability and they're here to win.
You've impressed 3 judges.
Damn you, dice! Damn you, tower!
This means you're knocked out.
What?
Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we're all merely players.
I would love to hear the judges' deliberations.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what happened in your performances, but I couldn't see half of mine. The lighting went.
Yes, that is true. One must remember that lighting is, in this case, was like the 5th cast member.
Quite, yes. And it would have been all right if it was a performance about being in the dark. I mean, we've all been in the dark. But there were just clearly elements that I was supposed to see but couldn't.
The lights were fine in mine, but I just felt like having to sit down and chat, a cup of tea is like really nice.
but it wasn't as impressive as what like their Mind Blowns did, because they did like this thing with those like all the tablets they had, and then also the big rave. I felt like the rave was more like, it spoke to like more like what my culture is about. So it was more like, you know, like younger people. And then when you got like really loud music, but at the same time it just lets you think more clearly. That's what I had in mind. So I thought that they just did a bit better.
I really felt the music. It moved me. It moved through me. I felt mobile.
And of course, the literal mobile element of being taken there. I don't know how you all arrived, but I was taken in a hearse, which I can only imagine symbolised the death of traditional theatrical practice in this country, which, you know, one really does deal deep into the reason why one is and will always be an actor.
Well, I was deeply moved by Blackshaw's use of tragic elements, and it was technically very impressive, but, well, Colon had me weeping like a child.
So, it's announced. You have the big tension moment in the church hall as all of the companies are organised here, and Jules is up on the stage and does the very long pause before announcing who's through to the next round. And the one company that will be going through to the regionals round of Upstaged is Mind Blown. Sorry to all of you other companies. I'm sure you'll do great work out there now that you've been on TV. You've been on BBC Three, but the company that will be going through to the next round is Mind Blown. Mind Blown are taken for like a success victory interview, but afterwards all of the other companies are milling around, and you have an opportunity. First of all, to commiserate with one another, but second of all, if you would like to talk to Mind Blown at all, you have that opportunity as well. What would you like to do in this slightly downer moment?
I don't want to talk to Mind Blown.
No, I'm going to go and talk to Bertie to see if I can get any dirt on what they did to find a reason to get them disqualified.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Bertie, massive congratulations!
Ellie, love, no hard feelings,
Of course
obviously.
not. I heard yours was amazing.
Oh yes, well, mobile's really our bailiwick, you know.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. So, what kind of tech did you guys have on board? It sounded incredible.
Oh yeah, well, we've got all of the latest generation, you know.
Yeah, all the latest stuff. That's great. Did the production company provide you with all of that?
Oh no, it's all out of the company coffers, you know.
Oh yeah, who's your latest funder?
It's the tech company that provides them, you know.
Is it like a sponsorship deal?
Oh yeah. My uncle works for them. It's all very it's just good luck, you know.
Sure, of course. Oh my god, they must be so pleased, your uncle's company, if they're getting so much exposure through the TV show as well.
Oh well, they don't hate it.
Yeah, I bet. Oh well, congratulations again. That's such great news.
Do you want to make a roll to see whether you get anything actionable?
Yeah, well, I think I have got something that's going to get them disqualified.
Let's see whether it will or not. I don't think this is an artistry thing, is
No,
it? So
I don't.
You're at -1.
Oh, God. Can I do anything with my life lessons?
Not for this.
Damn it. Oh, good. Yeah, 2.
Derek Hardweather, the man from the council who is the cause of all this, who's cut the kiddies' arts funding, just happens to have been milling around. You know, this is his local area that this is all happening in, and he overhears that, and he comes along and he slaps Bertie on the back and says, "It's so good to see a homegrown theatre company doing so well. If there's anything that the local council can do for you to supercharge your theatre performances, do just let me know. I'm always just on the end of the phone. Here's my card."
God damn it. Okay, I've got one life lesson. Mm-hmm. Does that mean I can try and get someone on our side?
You certainly can.
Can I try and get Jules on our side?
Interesting, yes.
Maybe she's outside having a vape.
Yes. Yeah, she definitely is.
Can roll up and pull out a vape. Vapes.
Vape friends.
Vape friends.
Can I maybe come
Yeah,
with you as
please
well?
do.
Because I'm originally from near Liverpool.
Yeah,
so
nice.
yes, we can fall
Okay.
into that.
Maybe
Yeah.
she had a really deprived childhood and was only able to get into the arts due to local funding
Yes. She got a grant. She got a grant.
Okay.
to go to train at drama school.
Yeah.
At Lipper.
Yeah, definitely Lipper.
She sees you pull out your vape and she's like, what flavour are you rocking?
I'm on watermelon.
Oh, nice, I haven't tried that one.
And what are you on?
Strawberry.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you finding the whole experience, Jules?
Oh, it's a good gig, good exposure. I don't love having to play the Northern Yokel,
Oh, I get you. Yeah.
but if that's the character the producers want.
Totes.
It's so important nowadays to get more regional accents on TV, though. I think the more that we see them, the more that they'll be normalised, and we'll get rid of this image of South is the normal and, we're yokel, to use your words.
Oh yeah, preach.
Yeah, because nowadays it feels like the only people that get any kind of training are the people who are already family in the establishment, got money behind them and don't have to get huge fees or huge grants from private companies to go to drama school. Such a shame.
And how many kids from outside of the M25 can afford to move to London to get the training?
Well, exactly.
Oh, I know, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, it's a shame because like local companies and grants are so important, aren't they, for people to discover theatre?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have got my start without them.
Yeah, well, same. Yeah.
Make a roll. So you're spending your life lesson, so you get +1 for that.
Okay.
Do you think you're motivated by joy here?
No, I don't think I am. I think I'm being pretty sneaky.
All right, okay, just +1 then.
Okay.
No.
11 will do me nicely.
Okay,
Cool.
tick a box of support.
Okay, but I have lost my life.
You've lost your life lesson.
Oh, I've
Tick-
used it.
Yeah, tick support.
Yeah.
And write Jules. Jules is now on your side.
Yeah.
What do you think that looks like?
I think it looks like she's going to talk about us favourably, and if we do get back into the competition, as she's the compare, she has a certain amount of control over the way the audience react to us, the way she introduces us.
Nice.
So I'm just hoping that it's got that little edge.
Don't lose hope just yet. I've seen behind the scenes of these competitions before, and somebody always drops out before nationals.
Really?
So there'll be spots, and I like you lot.
Do you think we're not out of it completely then?
Hey, never say never, all right?
Okay, I won't.
Thanks, Jules.
It's been an honour to meet you. You're my hero. Lick, lick, lick.
You've got Jules on side, but you're still not in the next round of the competition, and you've got to save the theatre for those kids.
Yeah.
Won't somebody think of the children?
Please, somebody.
So what are you going to do about it?
I think, Ellie, your idea of finding some way of getting mind : blown expelled, the other one, disqualified, thank you, disqualified from the thing is I like that idea. I wonder if maybe I can try and get Mary on our side to join our theatre company. She's going to have some dirt on them. They have,
Mary the X colon.
yeah, exactly. Yes, get the X colon in our hands.
Yep.
Yeah,
See what dirt she knows.
exactly. And she was the producer.
Find out how
she'd have
dirty these
had-
colons really are.
And then hopefully, have her support. If she's the producer, she can win with us. She can't win with them.
Who would like to join Strat in this scene? Or do you want this to be you and Mary?
Natalie, do you want to come along and bring your company?
My company spirit.
I can bring the winning. You can bring
I'll
the.
bring the jazz hand vibes.
Let's all work on this together.
All right,
She's got a heart, I'm sure.
Okay.
Does Mary?
let's do this.
I think you find Mary in a pub, like in a corner table, nursing a big pint of bitter.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Bovril.
I turn around. We don't need her help.
And you can see that she's significantly no longer wearing a mind-blown windbreaker.
Oh.
And just as you approach, she says, Strat, look, I just don't want to talk to you at the moment. They made me burn my jacket.
Oh my God.
I'm not in a good mood.
No, well, amen to that.
I've bought some nuts and I put them on the table. Nut.
The traditional peace offering.
We just got kicked out as well. You probably heard.
Oh well, not kicked out, but knocked out. Yeah. I heard. Bad luck.
Yeah, it's not nice losing, is it?
No. Well, it was. I didn't lose exactly. I made a mistake.
As we all do from time to time.
Ours was actual, just a run of actual bad luck. It's what happens when, you put your heart and soul into a performance and construction, but sometimes if you don't have the funding, you've got to make do with what you've got, and, if it doesn't work.
Well, as long as you're not here to gloat, why don't we all get drunk?
That sounds like a great idea.
Cheers to that. And I'll wait perhaps for a couple of pints down. And then I'm going to kind of give Natalie a signal of, I'm going to try and go on the side, maybe.
What's the super secret signal?
Let's go this.
Strat's doing a face which makes it look like he's both having a stroke and has a secret.
You look like you should be winking, but you're not.
You're winking with your mouth.
Yeah, too drunk for winking. So I'm gonna lean into Mary and go, I'm gonna level with you, Mary. I wanted to win this thing. Not just for the kids, not just for the tour, not just for the Ariadne, but damn it, I like winning. And you know what? I think we're cut from the same cloth. I think you like winning too.
I do like winning.
Yep.
Winning's good.
You can't win with mind colon blown anymore. We can't win while they're still in that competition. I know that company does what it needs to do to win. And you know what? Part of me respects that. But I think if we perhaps had a reason why they crossed a line, perhaps Blackshaw could be back in, Mindblown could be out, and perhaps not us, but we, and I look pointedly at her and repeat, we, because she does look a bit drunk, could win this thing.
Bet they're all out playing adventure golf right now. Spend your life lessons and roll, please.
God, that's what they do.
Right, so I've got +2 life lessons.
And +1 because you're motivated by victory.
Last time I had a +3, I didn't go so well.
No.
7, it's a 7, it's fine, it's a 7.
I just saw the one, I was like, oh no.
It's a 7.
Okay. You can get her on side, but for a price.
Okay.
We can play a round of adventure golf with her afterwards if that's
How about
what it takes.
if we win, she gets the tour, we get the money.
I like the way you're thinking, and you're right. I do a little bit want to stick it to that lot and their stupid name. If I help you, I take... You want the money, right? You're only interested in the money for the kiddies?
For the advancement of community theatre
programs.
and arts, yes.
Not to buy children.
Cool. You get them...
Ellen, glad you could join us.
I just need to clarify that.
It's always good when you're here to remind people we don't want to buy children.
Sorry.
Very important distinction to make.
You've been here undisguised, just in case we mucked up and like, not with the kids.
She's just under the table.
You get the money, I take the production company tour rights bit of the prize. All to myself for whatever theatrical stuff I want to do.
And if you ever needed any help with that performance, and you didn't want to turn to mind blown, then I'm sure Blackshaw would be happy to negotiate with you about that.
But on the surface?
On the surface of it, yeah.
Money us, performance you, hold out a wobbly hand. Deal?
Deal. And she shakes with an also wobbly hand.
I just put my hand awkwardly on top of the handshake because I want to be a part of it.
So,
now, let me tell you some things about those lot.
Mary, I am one giant ear.
I slyly switch my phone to voice record.
Yes.
End scene, what do you find out that gets them disqualified and you reinstated in their place?
I think you having that uncle thing is a good thread to pull. So I wonder maybe his company is also doing the... I was going to say the lighting for the TV show and there was a conflict of interest there, but arms dealing?
I don't know. I was just thinking, like, how the way in which they're funded could be against rules.
That's why there's more conflict of interest there.
But yeah, it's conflict of interest if they're also involved in the show.
Yeah, so it's a reasonable thing to be booted out for. Maybe they have to. There's not a massive scandal, so it doesn't look like we've done something bad. It's like they have to quietly
disqualify them.
Yeah, they sort of maybe they're forced to resign rather than be disqualified. Because the TV company don't want the scandal necessarily of that, so they
maybe one of their members' dads does like country club golf with Fabian as well, or something.
Oh yeah, yes.
There's been a little slippage.
They've got ties all over the place, and it starts.
It looks too fixed.
As soon as you pull on the thread of golf, everything unravels.
Yeah, there's a couple of news reports, and then suddenly there's sort of like it's front page on a tabloid on a Sunday or something.
So I think you're all in the Ariadne when Errol bursts in. He's like, "You lot, I'm back because you're back in the competition, so you need a production assistant again."
I've never been so pleased to see you.
Welcome back, Errol.
Oh, thanks.
Got a drink?
Oh yeah, what have you got?
Mainly tea.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Okay.
When the regional round of Upstaged kicks off, you are there with the rest. So this is like the southeast of England regional. The venue has been upgraded. It's not a dusty church hall anymore. What do you think it is? What's appropriate for the regionals round?
It's like the Brighton Dome or something.
Nice, yeah. Has anybody been to the Brighton Dome? Can we put some details out for our listeners?
I've performed there.
Oh.
Not in the actual theatre bit, though.
The smaller theatre space on the side, because I was in that one as well.
Oh, yeah. I actually did a promenade performance there, so it was mostly in the bar area, running around as Snow White.
Nice.
Nice.
So I've not actually seen the theatre.
Oh, well, it's grand and it's seasidey.
Yeah.
And you are there, and this time the number of theatre companies that are there with you is smaller. It's just a select few now, just the winners of the local round. And once again, most of these companies, not much threat, but there's one company here who are your main rivals. Let's meet them. Who'd like to roll first?
Oh yeah, of course. We're doing the thing. I can do some rolling if you want. Because it's the 4 things again, right?
Yeah.
Yes, just roll 1.
I'll roll again. 2 again.
Okay, and your motivation currently is still victory.
Yeah, so that's the same as I rolled last time.
So we'll just up it by 1. Who is this company trying to impress by winning?
Oh, that's a really tough one. Okay, I think they're trying to impress whoever the founder of the theatre company is, and I think this is maybe like they're the ones with the sob story, and this founder is probably quite old and unwell, and maybe it's like they just want before she
A last hurrah.
Yeah, before she can no longer
Be alive.
Oh no.
But yeah, so this isn't like a horrible company. They've got a good story, and still we're going to beat them.
All right. Nat, roll 1 dice, please.
And there's a 1.
Okay.
Get out of the way.
Who does this company know that passes them like good opportunities, like venues, funding applications, that sort of thing? They have a connection that passes them good stuff.
Well, I think the legacy of the founding member means that they are very well connected historically. So they probably know people on the Arts Council, but also they've got like private arts patrons. Maybe a local baroness.
Ooh, nice. Okay, I feel like we need to name this founder now.
Maybe she is Marianne Fortescue.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, that's a good founder name.
Oh yeah.
the venerable Marianne Fortescue.
She comes from money, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Ellie, can you roll a die, please?
Yep. 2.
What's their gimmick? Like the thing that you can count on them to do in any performance. That's like that is their signature move.
I'm tempted to say aggressive gymnastics.
Can it be?
Rapping.
Okay.
Whatever show they do, it includes rapping.
There's always a rap break. Okay. And Ellen, if you roll a die.
3.
Which member of this company do you have either a friend crush or an actual crush on?
Okay. I think I have what I think is a friend crush, but probably is actually a bit more than that, on a girl called Kathy.
Crushing on Kathy.
Smythe.
Kathy Smythe.
Yep.
This is such a clearly white upper class thing. Rap. I love you for that.
It is very inappropriate.
In my head, I feel like they're all female as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, they don't have to be, but just picturing this kind
Pitch
of very
perfect.
Yeah.
But only rap.
What do you think it is about Kathy that's inspired the friend crush, or maybe more than that?
Ooh, okay. I think that she is really sporty, and I've always wanted to be more sporty, and I find her really impressive.
Okay.
Sexy friend.
Okay. And what are they called? What's their theatre company name?
Let's look at the
If
list.
anybody needs that. It doesn't have to be from the list.
Something.
Maybe they should be sick business.
as well.
I feel like it needs to be something posher this time.
Like ragamuffins.
That's cute.
And it also fits in with a slightly bad cultural appropriation that's happening.
They are ragamuffins, or like ragamuffin theatre company?
Or like the ragga.
The ragamuffins.
But not one word, so it's
Ragga
two
and then
ragga
muffins. Oh, yeah,
space
okay.
muffins.
Reggae muffins.
As everybody is preparing and getting ready for the host to emerge, you are approached by the Ragamuffins, this all-female rapping theatre company. Kathy approaches Ellen, who presumably you must know each other in some form or other. Maybe you've worked together before. Ellen, I didn't expect to see you here.
Oh,
I heard you lot got knocked out.
No, well, I mean, almost, but no, like, change of events, and we're back in. It's really great to see you.
Oh, it's so great. I can't wait to see what all of these companies come up with. It's so exciting.
I know, I'm so happy to be here. What are you guys doing at the moment? I think I'm blushing horribly.
Well, I mean, most of our time's taken up with this.
Of course, yeah, right, yeah, like, same, ditto. So, do you want to maybe, like, after this, maybe, like, we could go for coffee and catch up? I'd love to hear how your life's been and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really good, actually. Yeah, it's been too long.
Yeah,
I think.
It really has. Let's meet up. Cool.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be commiseration or anything like.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, good luck. I mean, break a leg. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. You too.
Cool.
You too.
Nice. Good luck.
Well, that was adorable.
Oh God, I can relate on so many levels.
Words.
And Jules appears on the stage, and all of the cameras fire up and the lights come up on the Grand Brighton Dome space. You've had like producers coming around doing makeup and things because you're going to be much more on camera this time. Jules is on the stage and says, "Welcome back to Upstaged. We've reached the exciting regional round of the competition. Ooh. Only the best of each local region is here now, and we're going to find out who's the best theatre company in the southeast of England. Are you all excited to find out what the theme for this performance is going to be?"
Yes. Yeah.
What cardigan is she wearing?
Yes.
What's like a Brighton thing? It's the colour of Brighton Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Hot pink with blue stripes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Has it got like the words Brighton Rock written?
Of course. She's not smoking on stage, but she's definitely got some like Brighton Rock flavoured vape.
Of course she has.
Fluid.
Just sugar.
Yeah. Yes. And she takes out the golden envelope. She says, "The theme this time is authentic period and multi-sensory."
Oh no.
So, we want to see performances
Oh my God.
set in the past using only props and costumes actually from that period. And also, it's gotta work for not just sight, not just sound, but all the senses. That is the theme for this round. Can't wait to see what you all turn up with.
Neither can I.
Break a leg, everybody! And the cameras go off. Applause.
Surprised you didn't make us roll to maintain composure. Can we clarify the location of the performance again? Has it got to be in Brighton this time, because that's where it's based?
Nope. You get to pick the venue.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, and scene. Where do you go this time to plan?
I think maybe we've been put up in an Airbnb or something.
Oh,
By a
lovely.
production company. Now we're this far in.
Let's sit in the garden.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it's Brighton. We go
We go to the beach.
Yeah.
Get harassed by
nice.
seagulls.
Exactly. Sea noise to cover up all the bugs.
Yeah. Yep. Fish and chips.
Someone's got
Mr. Whippy.
Yeah, Errol is there. Is Mary with you?
Yeah, I think Mary can.
She's on board now,
She's on
right?
board now. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's now. She can source stuff for us as a producer.
Indeed. Okay, so you begin your discussion of how to approach this brief.
I think maybe we're in Brighton. It might make sense to do something Brighton or I'm thinking something on the pier.
Lots of sights and smells.
Yeah,
sounds.
I think of the sea and that sort of stuff.
I think something that obviously like authentic period, finding a story from Brighton in the past that would maybe appeal to Fabian because he's kind of that historical, traditional kind of feel, maybe something tying in with the kind of Victorian seaside towny vibe.
Yeah, we could take some back to Victorian Brighton.
Being on the pier in itself is a multi-sensory experience because you're being slapped by the wind constantly. You've got the smell of the fish and chips.
There's all the lights of the arcade.
Ooh, you know what would be really fun? Because it will be really loud because of like the sea and whatnot happening and the wind. They could have headphones just in one ear so they can hear the background noise out of one ear of the real world that they're in. And then in their ear they can have the dialogue of the performance that we're doing. So that it's, we can also be wearing earpieces as performers so that we perfectly sync up with, well, no, what we're... Yeah, it can be pre-recorded so you don't get any background noise, but it's being fed into their ears or you could have it so that it's their internal monologue.
Ooh, yeah.
So you can have the stuff playing out, but in the earpiece you can hear what their thoughts are. So it's like vocally a silent piece.
And to make, so they are the characters. They're walking through the life of the character with their own monologue in their ear.
Oh, it could do like that.
That
I was
could be
thinking
very
you'd see
authentic.
the performance.
Oh, I see.
Performers,
Okay, yeah.
but-
Oh, I see. So it's the almost the subtext is in their ears.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And you can kind of, I mean, I know we've done promenade kind of performance, but this feels like it would very much be like that. It would kind of tie in with that. If you've done like an audio tour, you can download like an audio tour of London, of this kind of thing. So we could have elements of the internal monologues, and then also at moments where we'd need to move them around, it's very easy to kind of just direct them.
What are the key challenges of pulling this off? What sort of scenes are we going to need for preparation and like challenging things to roll for? Feel like maybe securing the ability to perform on Brighton Pier.
Yeah, for sure.
Costume.
Costume.
Yeah, authentic.
Authentic costume from
If we are
Victorian
going
times.
to do this ear thing, making sure the tech works and we don't have another lighting.
Yeah.
And syncing up the tech and the performance on the day.
That's a big risk, isn't it?
Well, we could just do live feed and just make sure that the microphones are such that they won't get wind interference. So then they're just getting the live dialogue fed through to their earpiece.
Which challenge would you like to tackle first?
I think the venue first. If we don't have a venue, we don't have a thing.
How are you going to do this? What does getting permission to let's not make this writing applications to the council. How can we make applying to perform on Brighton Pier?
There is a big
dramatic
charity event happening on the pier that very evening, and we know that the person who controls who gets to use the pier is going to be there.
Excellent.
Cool.
Could this person be related to Marianne Fortescue? Is she maybe the Baroness that the...
Then she definitely won't let us use it because she likes the other company. God damn it.
You don't know that.
Okay.
So Baroness... all I can think of is real Baronesses.
Winkleby.
There we go. Thank you, Ellie. Right, yes, so Baroness Winkleby is going to be...
appropriate.
Yeah.
Yes, is going to be at this gala on the pier. Who's going to be in this scene and what's your approach?
We can highlight the kind of, again, the community nature of it. Telling stories about Brighton always appeals, so I can go in with that angle.
I would like to send Mary, as she will have experience talking to people like the Baroness, I would think, after all the funding and everything that they got with Mine Colon Blown.
And if that doesn't work, my plan B is that we stage her falling off of the pier and then save her life.
Yeah.
Join me for the winning side. Join me in victory.
So you're stationed under the pier,
Okay. In my swimming costume.
just in case.
Sure.
It's that evening. The gala on the pier is in full swing.
Oh, I feel like we're dressed fancy,
Oh, yeah.
but not like too fancy.
Or you're infiltrating the catering staff.
Ooh.
They're the only two options, aren't they, for when you go into an event you're not invited to?
Yeah.
It's a charity thing. I'm sure we could just go.
Are we all there, or is you just with Mary?
No, I think we should all be there in some capacity.
Yeah, I'm happy to go, but I think we leave the talking.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah,
Natalie, you've got the best
We're just schmoozing.
chance. Although Joy is going to, like...
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, in the background.
Both of those approaches will win. I don't think me going in, I want to win
Yeah.
them, let me have your peer. It's going to work very well.
Oh God, this means I've actually got to talk.
But Mary's with you, she'll help.
She will. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mary.
Yes, I'm not going to play Mary and the Baroness, so who would like to pick up one of those? One of you should probably pick up Mary, since she's on your side now.
I don't mind being Mary, considering she's in my support box.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, Mary, have you spoken to the Baroness Winkleby before? Have you met her?
I haven't spoken to this Baroness, but I do know Baronesses, of course. We have been funded by similar in the past, so...
Yeah.
I've spoken to them, but not this particular one.
I imagine they're not all the same.
No, probably not. They've all got money. That's the main thing.
Yeah, unifying factor there.
Yeah.
Cannot relate. Anyway.
I think the canapes at this gala are little artisanal newspaper cones of chips.
Of course.
And as you find your way through the crowd and and find your first glimpse of the Baroness, your first view of her is a seagull swoops down going for her chips and she punches it out of the air.
Yes.
And then sort of stunts for the audience and everybody cheers.
Wow. Okay.
Clapping over here from Mary, clapping.
Okay, so I grab another cone of chips from a waiter and kind of head over. Baroness, are you okay?
Oh, you get used to it. I've done a lot of events on this pier. Don't worry about me. Worry more about the seagull. I'm sure it'll be fine. The RSPCA are on hand.
Okay, well, good. I mean, I spent a lot of time living on the Suffolk coast, but our seagulls were not as aggressive as these. So.
Oh no, it's almost like somebody's training them. It's really strange.
I wanted to check. Did it get your chips? Do you want some more?
Oh, it didn't get them, but if yours are going spare, I love a chip.
Please be my guest.
Yep, she deftly is now holding 2 little cones of chips in one hand.
This is such a lovely event.
It is. I know you. I've seen you on the television on BBC Three.
Yes, thank you. We're here for the regionals for Upstaged.
Oh yes. I'm enjoying it. So it's
you're
excellent
watching.
Sunday evening viewing in our household.
Brilliant. I'm glad you're watching. Yeah, so we're actually we're in the process of honing down what our next project is going to be for this round. So it's exciting times. We were wondering actually. So we had this idea of performing within the pier, being that it is such a focal point of Brighton's culture. We want to tell an authentic story from Brighton's past. We want it to be a story of the community, a story that reaches out to the people who live here, that makes them feel proud to be part of Brighton.
She's considering this.
Okay.
Give us a roll. Add 1 for company.
Oh, that is an 11 plus 1, 12.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
All right.
Oh yeah.
Brief me. How does she respond? What do you get out of this?
Okay, I think she's kind of tucking into her chips, kind of shoveling them into her mouth in like a kind of way. I think people are kind of trying to pull her away, probably, to do other bits to do with the charity thing, and she's like, sure, later, whilst we're discussing it. And I think that she says, yes, well, you know what? My family has lived here all our lives. All of my family's lives.
We all lived at one time.
My family has lived here for generations and we have a wealth of wonderful stories. Why don't... I tell you what, I'll sort out. You can perform on the pier, but why don't you have a look? I've got a book, actually, I've been writing. Why don't you have a little look at some of the stories of the people in my family, and I'll sort out. You can perform on the pier, and it'll be a nice kind of bringing everyone together event. We can do the charity tombola afterwards again or something.
Yep, she says all of that. She adds, you've actually done me rather a favour here, because you may know I have some connections with one of the other companies in your round. I have provided them with support before, and providing some support to another company in the round it smooths over any accusations of favouritism, you know.
Of course.
Yes, supporting all equally. That's what we're all about here.
Absolutely. So everyone's on an even playing field. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Have plenty of chips.
I will.
And if you want me to teach you how to see them coming and the seagulls and get the drop on them,
Right.
then I can do that.
All right. I'll be in touch.
It's a useful skill if you're going to be in town.
I can imagine so.
And scene.
Beautiful.
What would you like to tackle next?
Should we costume and props?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is Ellen's wheelhouse.
Okie dokie. So Brighton's full of vintage shops, like jam-packed full of vintage shops. I think I'm going schmoozing. I'm trying to get some good deals on some authentic pieces. And then spare time, I'm cobbling things together. Do you think we need anything specific, like props / costume?
Be good to have a few parasols,
Parasols?
Yeah.
some straw boaters.
Yeah.
If we're going that far back, we could do it through the ages, because Brighton was quite a scene in the 60s and stuff.
Maybe like a classic kind of swimsuit onesie thing with the stripes.
Yeah.
Knitted.
We could
Knitted.
choose
I'm on that.
3 different time periods, be really specific in our historical research so that it's super authentic.
Yeah.
And tell the same story in 3 parts. So it's the same narrative throughout, but you just play it in the 3 different time periods.
Yeah.
So Act 1 is, like, I don't know, 1810. Act 2 is 1920. And Act 3 is 1960.
Nice.
And no mention is made of the time period having changed, and therefore the overall message is, it doesn't matter what time you live in, love is still love.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Can we give them era-appropriate seaside food for each act?
Yes.
Definitely.
Get some cockles.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Still whippy by the end.
So, Ellen, you go hitting the vintage shops.
I am.
Is this something you enjoy?
Oh, I
You
love
take
it.
joy in this?
It's like my element.
Okay, excellent. Roll and
Okay.
add 1 for your motivation, please.
Oh, it's a 4. It's just gone very bad.
Yeah.
Gain a life lesson.
Okay.
The other companies have got there first.
To all the shops.
They've cleaned the places out.
Christ.
And in fact, what worries you is that the specific item, like you ask the people in the shops like about specific things, and the responses that you're getting make you slightly concerned that at least one other company must be like going for the exact same like aesthetic that you're going for. So there might be some aesthetic overlap that could be
Okay.
dangerous in the competition.
Oh no. Okay, so I think I'm immediately going to I'm off by myself, right? Okay, I'm going to call you guys, do a group chat, and let you know what I've discovered, and be like, guys, I think we've got someone that's doing pretty similar shit to us.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Rather than us going literal with the period drama costumes, why don't we have like a really stripped back costume, like nude tunics?
Oh yeah.
But the authentic period comes from the language they use,
Okay.
and maybe one single prop each.
Okay. Okay, I can do that.
So we're making more points about stuff.
Okay.
They change the prop, and that changes who they are. They're carrying a parasol for the earlier ones, and what did they carry in the 60s?
A handbag.
A handbag, yes.
So it doesn't change who they are, it changes the
How
period
we,
they're in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to be like really on it for the period of each prop, like perfect. Yeah? Okay, I'm going back to the shops. Wish me luck.
Unless anybody has any other scenes of prep they would like to play.
I don't know if we need to scene it, but we can imagine that we've kind of obviously written the script. I have brought my portable vocal booth and we've recorded
Sure.
Nice.
the stuff.
Yeah, and it's all super authentic, and it's because you've got access to the Baroness's records and archives and research. You've got like authentic stuff that nobody else will be able to have access to,
Like diaries and stuff.
diaries and things. So that element of the performance, at the very least, will be totally unique. None of the other companies can step on your toes for that, even if they do a little bit on the costumes.
Yeah.
So, performance day arrives. And you once again find yourselves in Brighton Dome, and Jules says once again, "So, Blackshaw, you've got an interesting story of how you got here, haven't you? You technically didn't make it through the local round, but you're here anyway. You're a real success story."
Thanks, Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we're just really happy to be part of this. So pleased to be here. It's fantastic to kind of have the chance to do what we're here for and really help our community back home.
It's been an emotional roller coaster for us and for them.
So, tell us what's in store for our audience tonight.
Well, they can look forward to having a truly authentic Brighton experience of what Brighton means and the community around this wonderful town.
Particularly the pier, which provides all sorts of multi-sensory delights throughout the performance. We've written and constructed our piece to really play into the location as well as the history.
And the interview ends, and everybody scatters to their various venues to put on their performances. So you have an actual audience for this one. It's not just the judges. They've been bussed in by the production company. They file onto the pier, ready for your performance. Who'd like to kick us off?
Well,
with first roll?
if I do it, because a lot of it is the voiceover element, and that's kind of part of my contribution. So the audience are sat on the pier. And it's not like, obviously there's no proscenium arch because it's on the pier, but then they're not sat kind of end on. They are sat in traverse along the pier. So we've got the length and the space, and they can see the sea beside them and also the land. And then their earpieces, we kind of have the overlaying of the real sea and then some audio sea as well. And some music that kind of takes them back to the past as the actors walk on.
Give us a roll. Are you performing in this, or are you just the voiceover?
Yes, I imagine I will be on stage as well.
Okay.
Oh, that is a 10.
Nice. All rolls for the rest of the performance have +1. And which of the judges would you like to impress?
I think I'm going to go with Mimsy for this one, because I think this is, out of all of them, this is the least her wheelhouse.
Okay, so you see as the music starts to filter in through the earpieces, you can actually see Mimsy there in the separate judges bit of the audience. She's looking a bit like arms folded, like I'm not going to enjoy this, and then you see her suddenly, like her expression changes and softens, and her head tilts on one side, and she's like, Who would you like to nominate for next?
Ellie.
Okay.
My desk.
Thank you. We have managed to hire out the pier. So we've got only specific people that we want setting the scene, meandering, and our protagonist for the start of the story enters, and the protagonist is a Victorian young girl, urchin, and she is on the pier and she is selling matches. And trying to get the lovely ladies out with their parasols to buy from her. And I think that that Nat is playing her. Just of course. Yeah. Match, mish. And I'm kind of trying to. I'm sort of behind the scenes, striking matches, getting that nice smell into the audience, so they feel that smoky world.
Okay, give us a roll. You feel like you're enjoying yourself here? Are you motivated by joy in what you're contributing here?
Yes, I am. I love matches. 7.
8, because you get a +1 from Nat.
8. Cool. Yay.
Okay, pick one. Either +1, another +1 for all rolls for the rest of the performance, or impress a judge.
I think we're going to impress Fabian.
Okay.
Because of the tradition.
But old stuff.
It's old stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. He's got it.
Yeah. He likes the old stuff.
Victorians, yeah.
It seems a bit Dickensian to
Yes.
him. It's like, oh yes, I can see the trajectory of this tale unfolding before me. Who's next?
Ellie.
I am going to now enter the stage as the supporting actress, who is an older lady, we're still in the Victorian era, who is going to approach the match girl and say, "You poor child, this is no way to live," or something.
It's all I have, miss.
No, you shall come home with me and I shall look after you. And the lady adopts the little girl, and then there's like a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey bit, and then it goes to the next era, which is the 1920s, and the little match girl is now a happy young lady.
Not so little girl.
Obviously the dialogue has come through people's earpieces, so they've been able to hear the interactions, and the changing into the next time was accompanied by some lovely music that is done on the fly by musicians so that they can do it in time with the waves.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah.
For the artistry.
For the artistry.
For the artistry. Give us a roll. +1 for artistry, +1 for Nat's help.
Come on, Snake Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
That's 10, 11, 12.
Oh, okay. Tell us how this goes well, and also you impress a judge and +1 for the final roll.
Good lord. So everyone's sort of oohing and ahhing and getting very emotional when the adoption happens, and then there's this real sense of palpable anticipation when she reappears as a woman, and so everyone's very excited, basically.
Effie or Suze, who do you impress?
We impress Suze because she can relate to the voice she's heard the urchin do.
Oh, wow.
Great.
All right. And
No, she's happy because she understands the narrative.
Yeah.
She understands what's happening.
All right, and finally.
Okay, so I think throughout this, working with all of the material that I had on hand to produce this script, I have been subtly, or not so subtly sometimes, just like weaving in this idea of kind of like fire and burning throughout the whole thing, starting with the matches, and because obviously there's the history of the original pier, which did burn down.
That's true, yeah.
Stratton knows things!
So it's all kind of bit to kind of start so, but kind of build this kind of sense of tension throughout the play, where we're wondering maybe we're not actually on the new Brighton Pier. Maybe, obviously, we're on the old Brighton Pier. Is this going to end with the destruction of the original Brighton Pier into the modern age of the new modern Brighton Pier? I don't really know the history too well, so this might not actually be real in real life, but it's real in this one.
Yeah,
and I think the climax of the play is indeed the destruction of the original pier, and the descendants of the match girl watching the pier, the very pier that took them to where they are, that took their great grandmother out of poverty, that made them pillars of the community in Brighton, and they've just seen that just disappear in front of their eyes, and they're in floods of tears as the lights lights go down, the sound of the fire, the smell of the smoke decreases, and curtain.
Okay.
Please do not crit fail this roll.
I've built it up quite badly, haven't I?
A lot could go wrong.
I've got a +4.
That is true.
I think.
Okay, cool.
But no, +3.
Yeah.
It's not really victory. I can't really bring victory into this,
It's
can
not, I mean, everything you're doing is sort of, but I don't know if this is specifically enough.
Yeah, I haven't focused it on
You're
a
not
particular
focusing
thing.
on like doing something to destroy another company.
No. So it's a +3.
You've got +2 from previous successes in the performance.
6.
Oh,
6. Should have tried to sabotage someone.
So gain a life lesson.
Yeah.
Let's rewind slightly. We don't quite get to that triumphant curtain with everybody cheering and crying and applauding. Because before that happens, as the pier fire effects begin...
Effects.
As the
underline.
as the effects begin, that family you were talking about, the real family who remember Brighton Pier burning down, members of the family start standing up, and you can see panic on their faces, and the panic spreads throughout the audience.
Oh, God.
And you start seeing people push through the audience to the balustrade.
Oh, my God.
As members of the audience, believing the pier really to be on fire, begin to throw themselves off the pier into the sea.
Triggers.
Who allows these idiots to come in and watch a show?
They were bussed in by reality TV producers.
Just some flashing lights.
And so, sorry.
The producers have got to be loving this, though, right? Great TV.
Gold.
It's definitely good TV. So the production having gone perfectly right up to this final climactic moment, instead of having that beautiful landing, dissolves into chaos as half the audience throws themselves into the sea of Brighton Pier.
Great.
I'm going to, in a moment of madness, wanting to make it look like this is meant to be happening because I want to win, I'm going to throw myself over the pier as well.
You can do that.
Make the best of it. It's meant to be happening.
You were performing?
Yeah. I think I will be somebody that is also scared of the beer and jump off.
I kind of wild-eyed panic, go with the moment. Strat, no! I do not jump over the balcony, but I kind of ham up the moment and then try and take it into a bow.
I press go on the exit music.
Is there like some kind of tannoy system we have set up for the audience? And I'm just trying to be like, everything's all right. It's all right. No, calm down.
I guess they're all wearing earpieces, aren't they?
Okay.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you can talk right into their ears.
Stop it. It was effects. This is a play.
Who'd like to roll to see how you do in this round?
I'm not doing it this time. I've done it once. Somebody else is taking on that. I've just jumped in the sea.
Once again, you've impressed 3 judges.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
at +3 on this roll.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Come on, Ellen.
Come on.
Do you know what? Can I use the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, went really well last time.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna break it.
I mean, it's just chance. What was it? What was
That's
it?
10 there plus 3. 13.
Lucky number 13.
Somehow.
I mean, really, it's just that we were so convincing.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Somehow, and I'd love to see how the judges talk this out. Somehow, what the outcome of this is going to be. Not only do you get through to the next round, you have won this round. You are top. You didn't just place. You are victorious, top of the podium.
Several people are in hospital.
Somehow. Let's cut to the judges' chambers as we hear their deliberations on this chaotic performance, on this fully immersive performance.
Immersed under the water.
I feel like Lindsay was one of the people who jumped in the water.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, I mean, the sounds, the smells, the sensation as the sea encompassed me, the waves lapped over my body. It was just sublime.
It was like well good the way that they got convinced the audience to jump over at the end. Like they didn't even tell you like directly to do it. You just knew that was how it was supposed to end and what you were supposed to do. It's like at the end of a play, sometimes you're like, has it finished? Is it time to clap yet? And everyone's like, oh, little half clap. Do we maybe do a little one. I don't know, someone's got to start it properly. But this time I was like, there's no clapping, we're just jumping. And for me, that was really exciting because it wasn't like a normal play, but I still understood everything that was happening.
Oh, well, it broke my little heart, it did. The story alone was just so moving, but then my heart went out to them when it seemed that everything was falling apart, but somehow they made it work. They brought in the action to convince us that it was all meant to be, and I loved it. I just loved it.
It reminded me of a performance I was in at the National many years ago, and when old Goody, John Gielgud, insisted I call him Goody. Good old boy he was too, yes. Goody was performing one of the histories. I mean, he's done all of them, hasn't he? But he had his death scene on stage, and just as he died, a doctor jumped up from the audience and tried to resuscitate him. And anybody that can make you think that you've actually died when in a theatre, or throw yourself from a pier in pure joy of the theatrical experience, gets my vote.
Also, just a quick shout out to my waterproof clothes that were provided by ASOS. Thank you very much for your sponsorship.
Well, it sounds like we've got a clear front runner in this round. Does anybody want to do any judges' comments on the Ragamuffins performance as well, just for a little bit of fun?
I really like what they did with like their clothes and that, because it looked just like Downton Abbey, and that is well good. But the only thing is, they didn't have all them handsome butlers and that in it, so for me, I wasn't that interested. And then they started doing all that rapping and stuff, and I was just like, I prefer if they just rapped all the time and not just a bit of the time.
I feel like the rapping lacked the authentic experience that I was hungering for in my bones, and the costumes, they weren't wearing the costumes were wearing them.
I totally agree, Mimsy. You see, they had no heart to it. It was all just show, not my cup of tea at all.
I think it cuts to a few seconds of silence of Fabian, and suddenly he goes from looking past the camera to looking down the camera and just goes, they did a rap.
We cut back to Brighton Dome, where you are going to be presented, they're announcing the results, and Jules is up on stage, all of the companies are there. And the winners of this South East of England regional round of Upstaged are... Honestly, I can't believe this. It's Blackshaw. Yay! Some of those wet audience members, obviously, clearly, the judges enjoyed their dip in the ocean. Blackshaw, you've won this round outright. You're top of the podium. How are you feeling about nationals?
We're feeling fantastic, Jules. I mean, I wasn't sure, but I think we can really go all the way.
I'm so happy. I can't believe it. Everything was going so wrong, and it feels like a dream. Really does.
It feels like we've been on this journey. We've all we wanted to do was to raise money for our theatre and save the children from a life of no theatre and no arts, and it feels like that dream is within touching distance right now, Jules.
And for the audiences at home, they're cutting in like Ken Burnsing across photos of the children's productions.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I think I would say silent because really I thought it was a fucking disaster.
I'm not happy with us.
I think in the days following this airing, you become a meme. And it's like your expression in the background shot becomes some sort of like reaction meme for like
when you're basically,
what are all these people thinking?
Right. So when you meet your friend's new boyfriend.
Yeah. That feeling when
your grandma says racist stuff.
And backstage, you meet once again the Ragamuffins. Kathy shakes hands with all of you and is like, I can't believe it, but congratulations. I mean, so bold.
Go big or go home, that's what I say.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Kathy. I heard that you guys did really, really well. It sounded like you had some fantastic costumes and people really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think we if anything, we focused too much on the on that bit of the brief at the expense of the production itself, and it was fair. That's what the judges said, and they were right. And that criticism is going to make us better going on.
Oh.
Well, it's not necessarily they were right. It's just a taste thing, you know. Like, some people will really have enjoyed that moment with the costumes, so don't be too hard on yourself.
Oh, thanks.
Can I hold on to her hand a little bit too long and just be like, I honestly thought that you guys, you had it in the bag, and we were going to do the same thing. I think I followed you around the shops. I think we thought the same thing, and you got there before me and you bought all the stuff, and we had to improv on the spot about what we were going to do. So you've helped us, actually.
You know what? As soon as they gave us the brief, I was like to our production people, we've got to get around those shops quick, because Ellen's going to be out there like a shot.
Oh, don't. That's silly.
Do you want to try and get her support?
Yes, I've got one life lesson.
Okay.
But, okay. Actually, Kathy, I wanted to talk to you because, we're not in direct competition anymore, which, though, I'm sorry, is quite nice because, we can just be friends now. And I thought maybe...
Yeah, that coffee's going to be on me.
Oh... I mean, okay. But I thought maybe we could have a chat over coffee and you could just tell me how you come up with such amazing raps, because we've never done anything like that in Blackshaw. And I just think that you're an inspiration and yeah.
Okay, give us a roll. I will allow you joy for this. So +2.
I'm literally wetting myself.
That's an 8.
It's an 8, okay.
Okay.
She just rejects me.
Yeah. You get her support but she wants something in return.
Yeah, she does.
I'm willing. So willing.
Do we want to go that way? Do we want to be she'll have a...
Not if it's a part of a trade-off. That's weird.
Yeah. What might she want in return for her support with future stuff?
Maybe to do a collaboration with Blackshaw in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe. I quite like it to be something that you actually have to do in this story.
Okay.
Could we introduce her to Mary?
Mm-hmm.
Because Mary is going to want people to do things... The tour with her, and this person has got the backing of the Baroness and all that, so we can
Beautiful.
So it won't necessarily happen, but we'll make the introduction.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's up to them to work out if that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, so she's like, you know what, I would love to help out, but do you mind just doing something for me in return?
Yeah, anything.
Because I know that you're in with... I know you've got an arrangement with Mary from the Colon Company.
Formerly of.
I know that if you go all the way, she's going to take the tour, and I'd love to be in on that. I want to be part of that deal.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because at the moment it's just Mary as a producer, and she's going to need a company.
Yeah, so I've got Baroness backing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, cool. I can totally introduce you. That would be great.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, coffee?
I'm envisaging Ellie, Strat, and I kind of just stood off to the side, deeply having a really serious conversation, but not saying anything at all to each other because we're just listening.
Yeah.
Just get big thumbs up from across the
Yeah, and the two of you head off to have coffee.
Oh my god. Can I just as we're leaving, I just look over my shoulder at you guys and give you a little secret thumbs up?
Yeah, and we're all yeah.
Cool. Yeah, they're all texting you things. Your phone is buzzing in your pocket. And scene. You've been listening to Merely Role Players with Ellie, Nat, Ellen and Strat as themselves, sort of, playing a game designed and run by Matt using the Powered by the Apocalypse engine. If you enjoy the programme, let us know with a review or rating on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Listen Notes, or wherever you do your listening. You can also find us on Twitter at Merely Roleplay and at facebook.com/merelyroleplayers. Merely Role Players is an independent production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Join us for more drama next episode.